Now, when it comes to smartphone cameras, Samsung's flagship blowers often boast some of the better optics out there, especially if you want to be shooting a tasty bit of video. But what about the more budget-friendly offerings like this here Galaxy A51? The A51 costs around £300, but still packs a serious set of optics on that arse end, including a 48-megapixel primary lens, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide angle lens, a 5-megapixel macro camera, and a 5-megapixel depth sensor. Flip it around and you also get a mighty 32-megapixel selfie cam hidden away in a pinhole notch thingy. Of course, at this sort of price point, a multi-lens setup isn't uncommon. In fact, many budget-friendly sub-£200 smartphones come packing a triple lens or even a quad lens camera setup. But of course, more lenses doesn't necessarily equate to better photo and video quality. So the question is, does the Galaxy A51 have enough camera chops for your everyday photography needs? Well, I've been testing it out for a good few days now, and here's my A51 camera review. And for more on the latest greatest tech, please do subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! Now, at first glance, the A51 appears to sport a simplified version of the usual Samsung camera app found on its flagship phones, but most of the usual features are packed away in there somewhere. It's just a bit of a tidier setup. Most people will no doubt stick with the automatic photo mode, and the good news is it's dependable in most conditions. Every shot taken with a bit of respectable light is packed with finer detail and looks good when blown right up. Moving subjects are a lot trickier though, and I did notice a lot of blur creeping into some of my shots, so be warned, the A51 ain't ideal if you've got kids or manic pets. The scene optimizer feature is, as always, present and can boost certain elements of your photo automatically depending on the subject. So for instance, if you're shooting plant life, it'll really emphasize those more vibrant colors to make your photo pop. And if you don't like the results you're getting from that scene optimizer, you can knock the feature off just by tapping that little icon when it pops onto the screen. Nice and easy. With this feature deactivated, you can expect realistic color reproduction in your final pics. Definitely good if you prefer a more natural image. However, unfortunately, HDR situations are definitely not this Galaxy's best friend. You'll definitely see some oversaturation and washed out elements when you're dealing with bright skies and the like. I definitely saw better pics from the Huawei Nova 5T and other mid-range rivals in these cases. Now, the Galaxy A51's ultra-wide camera serves up a 123-degree angle on demand with just a tap of this little wee icon here, and this proves handy for shooting a striking shot. Colors are definitely warmer using this lens compared with the primary shooter, but not to a particularly troublesome degree. I still enjoyed the photos I captured, and it'll definitely be helpful for those touristy moments shooting cityscapes and stunning vistas. When conditions are a bit more ambient, the A51 actually copes fairly well on that auto mode, but you also get a dedicated night mode to make things a bit brighter and really boost the clarity when needed. It's far from the best night mode out there, and it is buried away in the camera settings, so it's a bit of a faff to activate. But thankfully, it's still nice and easy to access the live focus feature here on the A51, which sits proudly alongside the photo mode. Now, this is a very simple and straightforward feature compared with many portrait mode rivals, allowing you to choose the severity of the bokeh effect, and that's about it. There's no crazy studio effects or anything like that to contend with. And it works perfectly well, accurately separating your subject from the background and really helping them to stand out. Only the finest little hairs are trimmed out by that edge detection. It's really not a bad effort at all. And Samsung's macro mode also works really well thanks to the Galaxy A51's dedicated lens, which can pick up on incredibly fine detail from just a distance of a few centimeters without balking that color reproduction or anything. I still personally do not see the point in it at all, but perhaps you like taking pictures of tiny things with your smartphone. We don't judge here. It's your life. Do what you like. And to round things off, there's a handful of other features packed on the A51, including full manual controls, a mostly pointless food mode, and yes, the option to turn yourself into an emoji. But come on, Samsung, give me some credit. I do have a little bit more hair than that. Now flick onto the video mode, and as always, you can record 4K resolution video with crisp and natural looking results. Your home movies will look and sound pretty bloody lovely when you watch them back on a big telly screen. Sadly, the usual dependable stabilization is missing in action at that Ultra HD level, although Samsung has thankfully added support for the Super Steady mode, which grabs very smooth footage at full HD resolution. Definitely handy if you fancy doing a bit of parkour or something like that. Flip reverse the A51 to that selfie camera and you can capture unsurprisingly detailed pics of your beautiful visage, complete with all those lovely wrinkles and sags and bags and everything. The selfie shooter does struggle a bit in extreme HDR situations, but otherwise copes well, and you've got the usual live focus smarts which work a treat despite the lack of a dedicated depth sensor.
And using that selfie camera, you can also shoot up to 4K resolution home movies as well, with nice crisp detailed results and pretty good results in HDR situations as well. That 4K resolution is pretty much unheard of amongst premium smartphones, let alone mid-ranges like the Galaxy A51, so it's definitely great to see here.
And there you have it, my full review of the Samsung Galaxy A51's camera tech and features after a few days of testing this smartphone out. As you can see, not quite infallible, unfortunately. It's definitely beaten by the likes of the Huawei Nova 5T and some other mid-range smartphones when it comes to the HDR chops, the night mode, things like that. But it's definitely very solid for video capture, no complaints on that front. And you know what, for an all-round everyday snapper, it will do the job just fine if you just want to be throwing some stuff up on Facebook, Instagram, things like that. So have you been using the Galaxy A51? What are your own personal thoughts? Or if not, are you tempted to grab yourself one? Definitely be great to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. And please do poke, subscribe and ding that notifications bell for more on the latest and greatest tech, including my full Galaxy A51 review coming very shortly indeed. Cheers everyone, love you!